Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Sweet Home CannaBama. We are here Monday nights every week at 7 p.m. right here on FM Talk 106.5. I am really not getting off to a good start. I've had a long day and didn't have a good lunch. CannaBama, which I own in downtown Mobile, in case the listeners have forgotten that. We're located at 558 St. Francis Street in downtown. Our phone number is 251-255-5155. And our website is cannabama.com. Apparently, the homepage is up and the product pages are up, but not the About section or the radio page. But we're getting there. And that's cannabama.com. You can also find us on Sweet Home CannaBama on Facebook, Instagram. We are live tonight from X for the first time, so welcome those new listeners. Excited to continue every week to expand the show and get this information, whether it be about what the plant is, how to use it, how it works, what's going on in different states, what's going on with legislation, all that kind of stuff. So welcome. We're going to get into this tonight, and we hope that you enjoy the show. Before we get started, though, I want to announce that we're going to do a giveaway tonight. I have some products that are on topic, and we are going to be giving away. I hope y'all can see this. I have some Laughing Lemonade. I have some Delta Light and some Delta Heavy. And so all three of these cans are up for grabs. We want you to share this broadcast right now. If you're on any of our platforms, share the show, tag a friend, and we will draw at the very end of the show from those names. So help us spread the word and the education. And we've got some free stuff for you. I want to go ahead and get into our guest tonight. He is a very good friend of mine. He's been on the show, but it's been a long, long time. My friend Daniel Jones, you may know him as Waxy Brown. He is a Marine veteran. He is a former cannabis prisoner. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Daniel. Cannabis advocate, cannapreneur, and co-creator of the new drink that we will hopefully have on our shelves as soon as it's available, called Cannabis, which I love. Welcome to the show. Oh, I thought you were a Marine. I have thought that for years. Well, my daughter-in-law is in the National Guard and military police, and I know the distinction is important, so I do apologize. Yeah. Well, we're celebrating National Recovery Month, and you and I both share the fact openly that we're both in recovery. And so I want to talk about that. But first, tell us a little bit about you and tell us where you're calling from. Mm-hmm. Ooh. I was going to say, how do I not know this about you? Wow. Wow. Wow, that's insane. What a great story. Oh, I had no idea, but it makes so much sense that I would have voted for you for sure. Well, Speaking of Missouri, I've been talking about Missouri for a couple months now, and tell us, last week when I did the show, we knew that the TRO had been filed, and y'all were supposed to be in court Tuesday. I know the outcome. Let's tell the listeners what happened with that. Right. Yep. Thank you for letting me, because that's the whole point of the show, is so that people know what's happening to them in their states. And what happens in Missouri affects Alabama. It affects every other state, because when one state succeeds at corruption, the other states will fall in line. And that's my motivation. Plus, I have so many great friends in Missouri. I get some of my very best from Missouri manufacturers. And it's important to me that my customers be able to have that continuity, and me be able to give them the best that I can find without the interruption of a corrupt governor. Right, yeah, right, 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 right. Nope. Right, right. It's a fair, well, and what we sell is a federally protected commodity. It's not even considered a controlled substance, but that's what I believe, that that's what bothers these state-run cartels, is the fact that in 18, when the Farm Bill was signed, it essentially legalized cannabis and created a free market, because we both know the plant is the plant is the plant is the plant. And that's why you say plant on plant crime, because it is. It's literally the people that we fought with, that I know it is here. We fought for these people to win these licenses, and now they're coming back to hunt us down almost, and it's insane. You said 200 dispensaries. Alabama, if we ever stop suing each other, we will have 37 dispensaries for 67 counties. So I get intimately what you mean, because we've got more than that in hemp dispensaries now, and we are today helping people in this state, and have been for 6 years. I don't sell the kids. I don't have knockoff lifesavers and Skittles. I don't have things that are for children, and I certainly don't serve them. And I do know gas stations that do. I've watched the one in my neighborhood sell alcohol, nicotine, ridiculously potent gas station crap quality products. When we come back from the break, Daniel, I want to talk a little bit more about the TRO, because I don't want to leave that part out. But once we do that, we're gonna come back from the break. We're gonna talk about the TRO and what that means, what's happened. It's a huge win for y'all, and hopefully that will trickle down to the rest of us and make some of our governors go, maybe I shouldn't do this. We here in Alabama, we've got the Attorney General and the Health Department to do that. When we come back, we'll have more with Waxy Brown. Stay with us. Everybody, I think we're having some technical difficulties with the live stream because we can't hear Daniel. Sorry, Daniel. We're not sure what's going on, but radio, you can hear us loud and clear. If you're watching and you want to, you can go to FM Talk 106.5 and listen while you watch. I think that's how Marty prefers to do it on her little speaker at home because she says it sounds better. So let's try that, and we're going to get back into this. Daniel, before we were talking about what's going on with Missouri, let's talk about the TRO and court Tuesday morning and what the outcome of that was. Yes. Right. Well, and they were saying, this initially happened, and then they came back and said, well, after the Secretary of State said no can do, then they had that big thing, and they held up the lifesavers, and we all knew those were illegal weed products that are adulterated, and it was more of a trademark issue. But I was like, yeah, but you're bleaching people's products that aren't lifesavers and Skittles knockoffs. They're legitimate hemp products. Yes, I do too. Right. Well, that's why my gummies are made in a facility in Tampa or Michigan in my back room because that's disgusting. And I'm not a pro gummy maker. Right. Yes. Yes. Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm sick of hearing how we're unregulated when we've all here in Alabama, there in Missouri, in every state I know of, we've begged for let's make some rules then. Let's set some rules. We follow them. I have a sign on my store that says 21 and over. You know, I have all those things in place already. I always have. We're not the ones breaking the rules, like people that are just selling whatever, let's make it 21 where any store that a child can walk into and even be exposed to these wild products, not gonna happen, because kids don't, yes. Right, right. Our ridiculous vape law that we've been fighting for years is a House bill. Yeah, yep. Right, 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 and that would make everybody's life easier, including the fiber guys and the hempcrete guys and all that, and reducing it to 0 means everybody goes home. Right. Or a dirty word. Right. That's right. Right, or the people like us who teach it and who know it and who know, at least enough about each section of this industry, that we know what we're talking about because this is our lives. Our lives are intertwined. I considered changing back to my maiden name when I got divorced, and I was told by everybody, "Can't do that. Whatever boozer equals cannabis. No one will know." Our lives are literally wound up in this plant and our mission to bring natural medicine to this country and to the world. And so, we can't just let us and push us around. We're protected. We have laws. That's why with the health department in Alabama being the one to say, drinks and edibles are illegal, and they want, yet the state is taking it to the appeals court and said they'll go all the way to the Supreme Court to run them into the ground. That's how they're gonna try to create precedents. That's the same basic thing your governor's trying to do. Somebody up higher up stands up and goes, "Hey, here's a new rule, suck it if you don't like it." And yes, limited themselves by limiting those licenses. Yep. 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 You told me, because I remember talking to you when this first started, and you told me that, and that has stuck with me because I think you're right. I think that's probably how it will be. Well, especially if they reschedule and make it prescribable, none of us will be able to sell it unless it is on the inside. And that's when RJ Reynolds and yeah, the bad actors who do my concern is that they will do to cannabis what they did to tobacco, and it will actually kill you and make you sick. Right. No, and in Alabama, I mean, I see just like in Mississippi, I don't know what products they offer in Missouri, but I know in Mississippi, they now have smokable flower, they have dabs, they have vapes, they have all manner of edibles. They have as many varieties of products as we have. But Alabama will have capsules, tinctures, topicals, suppositories, I think patches, and I'm sure Marty will probably text me, I left something out, but, I think maybe some sort of, vaporizer or some sort of inhalant, but or a super medical one, not a, blazing a tube. Definitely not. Not in Alabama. You'll just explode in Alabama. So, yeah, our products are limited, and we're only gonna have 37 dispensaries 7 counties. I mean, it takes me I'm at the bottom of the state. It takes me 7 hours just to get near the top. So there's a lot of folks that are gonna drive hours and hours, and it's gonna be an even bigger expense and a trouble. I don't know how they're gonna pretty well. Yeah. Yep. Right. Diet weed, all that. Like on Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the other. And that funky little song they used to play. That's so funny. Now in my head I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. Yes. Right. Right. Yep. Mhm. Mm-mm. Right. Right. And so the moral of the story to this half of the show is that Missouri won. Huge win for Missouri Hemp. We will see you right back in just a moment. More Welcome back, everybody. We're talking tonight with my friend Daniel Jones, aka Waxy Brown. Um, let's get into the meaty topic. Let's talk about addiction for a minute. Tell us, Daniel. Everybody knows I am a former opiate addict, so this is not something we're going to be shy about. Tell us what your drug of choice was. Right? Hmm. Right. No, I think that alcohol is one of the most dangerous things on the planet because it's so highly available everywhere. People do it around meals, they do it around celebrations, they do it to relieve stress, to sleep, they self-medicate, and the availability of it is catastrophic. But to me, what's crazy is it's the only controlled substance or intoxicating substance that when you say, "I don't drink," people want to know why. If you say, "I don't smoke meth," they don't go, "Oh, why not? Are you pregnant?" They don't say things well, they don't say that to dudes, but you know what I mean. They assume you're an alcoholic if you're a dude, and they if you're not pregnant, then they assume you're an alcoholic if you're a woman, because why wouldn't you? And try having the name Boozer and not being a drinker, you know, and so right, right. I know you did. You disappeared, and I worried about you because we used to talk pretty regularly. And I would ask. I think I asked Justin a couple of times. I adore him, and he still wants me to make medicated grits. He probably wants me to own a dedicated Waffle House, to be honest. Right, yes. Cold cannabis, I love it. That's the same motivation for me because I was 3 years clean, but in absolute misery. I was on all kind of medications. I was 39 years old. You know, like, if this is the best it gets, I'm on out pretty early, you know, like, how can this be it? And it changed my life, and now I use it as a tool, just like you're using this as a tool with an alcohol problem, alternative that can be socially acceptable. It's no different to hold up this can and drink THC lemonade than it is to have a beer or a White Claw or something like that, except we know those things will take us down a very different path from these THC beverages. Mm, yep, right, right. Right. Well, and I right. Right, exactly. We want people to have, there's lots of things, purposes that it serves. We want people to have a natural medicine option as a first resort and not a last resort. And we're working on that. But people, we've been so brainwashed that anytime anything hurts or feels funny or goes wrong or isn't perfect, despite your diet and your activities, you go to the doctor and they give you a one size fits all, and then it gets worse and begets another. That was me. I was in recovery for 3 years, but in abject misery. And then the introduction of this high potency CBD, full spectrum, whole plant oil changed my life in one day. And I happened to be recovering from a surgery. And that's the only time I had opiates in the last 10 years. And I was very controlled about it. All that, and my listeners are about to talk about this a bunch, but I was in a mild state of withdrawal after having had surgery because that's what happens. Your brain goes, "Hey, girl, recognize this? We used to like this." Like, "No, no, no." And I'm, like, scribbling down. I took 1 pill at 3 PM because my pain was here at a level I didn't want my husband to worry either. I knew that that was gonna be scary. My mom, I was 3 years clean when that happened, and it just so happens that that's when I tried CBD. In that moment, it took that withdrawal that I was going through, and I knew so well, and I was dreading, and it was gone, and I slept through the night, and I was like, "How can this be the thing?" I hadn't felt like a normal 39-year-old person ever. I'm chronic pain patient since I was 15, so I didn't remember what feeling that decent felt like, and it was amazing, and yes, I want to give that to other people, just like you want to be able to create these beverages. We love the idea of beverages, and now they're all the rage. So tell us a little bit more about this and why you're so passionate about it. Mhm. Right, 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 right. Yep. Yes, that's why I asked in the before we went on, like, when are these available? Because I wanna be able to say why I don't already have them. 'Em. They're not quite available, but we absolutely plan on carrying them. Right. Okay, because 'cause I'm real picky, so I can't wait to try it. I'm real picky. Good, good. Well, I know we have several. We have Laughing Lemon, we have Delta, we have Mary Jones, which is the company. We have the root beer. We can't hardly keep the root beer and the Laughing Lemonade. The Laughing Lemonade is because it also has caffeine in it. So for us ladies who don't like to be too relaxed because we have stuff to do, it really kind of gives you a great experience. And some of them, like I even have drinks. I think that the 5 milligram are a great way to instead of taking a six pack to the lake 5 or 6 hours, take 2 or 3 of these. You know, you'll have a great time. You won't beat anybody up. Probably won't drown. And the next day, you'll feel like a normal person. Win-win. and it tastes like whatever your favorite drink is. Wow. Right. Oh, that's crazy. How many flavors? In Yep, in the works, right. Well, keep us posted for sure. I'm fascinated. I have not heard of anything like this, and now I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel. When's it ready?" I am ready to go on this. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited. Thank you. Yes. Right. Right, and educating people and just creating, an atmosphere, that is lacking in fear and stigma. I think that's the most important thing about normalizing with education. When we come back from the break, we're gonna talk some more with Waxy Brown about recovery alternatives. Stay with us. Brown, and we were talking about addiction recovery and sobriety and sweet beverages. Daniel, what does putting these drinks into bars and restaurants all over mean for people like us? Obviously, when you go to a bar, so whenever I go to events all the time, I get invited to things, and it's got a huge amount of alcohol. We don't ever have alcohol at our events. Never had a 420 with a drop of alcohol. I don't think we need it. I don't plan to ever do it because it's not an alcohol festival. It's a wellness festival. But tell me what putting drinks into bars and restaurants for people like us means to you. Hmm. I could think of a lot of words. It's poison. Yeah. Right. No, they're not. No, I've been reading that. Less young people are drinking, and that is progress, my friend. Right. 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 Yeah. Right. Nope, they can't put anything in anywhere except for a dispensary. That's right. Yep. Exactly. Well, and my experience and from what I've heard in NA meetings and all sorts of places, that a lot of people drink in a social setting because of social anxiety, or they walk to a bar or for an event and they go by themselves and they're not super extroverted like us. No, we don't meet strangers. But most people aren't like us, and they need to warm up. And a lot of people use alcohol to lubricate their personality because they feel insecure or they're anxious. They don't know how to walk up to strangers to start a conversation. I get it. I get intimidated every once in a while when I walk into a room. I get intimidated too. I understand that pounding of your heart and your inability to relax and enjoy yourself, because it's just, especially if you're in recovery and you're just standing there watching everybody drink. It's not okay, but you find yourself in these situations. Right. Right. And the name, I'm sorry, but a cannabis, every time I say it, I giggle a little because it's so stinking clever. I'm like, that's my Billy right there. hmm Yeah, I was just trying to explain to Tyler, one of my producers, about the Gore-Tatch. It's homemade. Right. 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 As I said, I know Justin Trowbridge will probably personally make sure that I come out with that. He mentions it every time. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What is your best advice for someone who is currently struggling, especially with alcohol? What would you say to someone if they said, dude, I am where you were? What's your advice? Right. Yes. Right. Right. No, exactly. You're exactly right. Because I think there's once you get through that first really awful week or two, like those are the worst. That's the worst of it. Once you sort of start to get a baseline of normal, even though it takes like I just quit sugar and coffee 5 weeks ago, and I'm still not normal. I feel like I'm going through withdrawal from pills again because that's how addictive sugar is to the brain and the body. And I've been doing it for 46 years. And I feel that, and the THC and the CBD that I use to stay clean all this time is helping me through those symptoms as well. And they will pass. That's right. Well, I find that once you get past the roughest beginning part, you are cognitively able to go, wow, look at the damage in my weight. And then when you find yourself in a craving situation or a social situation where you're tempted, it's your brain is able to go, wait a minute, remember what we just went through, get away from that and all of the consequences, and most of us are making amends and dealing with our shame and all that stuff. It's hard. It's hard. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree. Well, thank you, my friend. I adore you and I appreciate all the time that you, Justin, and your crew have been a help to us here at Sweet Home CannaBama. We wouldn't be able to do the live stream like we have been lately without y'all's help. And so I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your honesty, for your time, and for your friendship. Thank you so much. Join us next week. We're going to have Brett Worley from MC Nutraceuticals, the largest distributor of cannabinoid products in the world, I'm told. And so thank you for being with us tonight. We're here every Monday night. We just want to dispel the myths. We want to end the stigma. We want to talk about how prohibition didn't work on any level at any point in history, and it's not going to work now. We're going to fight for that. God bless each of you. Have a great week. Good night.